Good morning guys, welcome back to the channel. Back on the V8 E36 this morning. Just really a quick update on it more than an actual build episode. We've been doing a bit of work in the background and without filming anything, just trying to get it finished so we can give it back to Pete. It's kind of in our way now and we're so busy we could do with the space. So yeah, so the plan is get this finished. We were planning on finishing it before Christmas, but we've had a couple of issues with it that we need to sort out first. So that's really what today's episode is about, just to give you a quick update on where we are with it, what's happening and when we expect it to be done. So we're having a couple of running issues with it. If you watched one of my shorts a couple of weeks ago, you would have seen that the car runs, but it's only running on 4 cylinders. So yeah, so I'll give you a quick look at where we are now and I'll explain then the issues that we're having and hopefully we'll get them fixed pretty soon. Okay, so this is how it currently sits. It's been on the ramp for the last week or so, just while we've been sorting some stuff out. The towel, that's to catch the oil, that's still leaking out of the sump. If you would have seen in previous episodes, the sump was leaking. I have taken it off and resealed it, and it's still dripping. Yeah, so I need to take that back off and use some sealant. I'm pretty sure I've seen somebody else, or Adam had saying to use Victor Ryan's sealant, which I haven't used, so I'll do that next. So this is how it's currently looking. We have the gearbox and everything back off, flywheel, clutch and crank sensor, which bolts here. So we have all of that taken off at the moment because we're having some crank sensor issues, so we're checking some stuff. Let me drop it down and I'll explain. So yeah, so engine is in, cooling system and everything is all plumbed in. Just have a temporary expansion tank and everything here, because the plan was to get the engine up to temperature, run it, make sure everything was good before I start putting everything else back together. But the engine isn't running right at the moment. Right, so yeah, so we've got some running issues with it. That's what's holding us up at the moment. We've got some crank sensor issues, we think, or maybe some wiring. Something we have to look a bit further into. At the moment, we've had the ECU checked. The ECU all looks good. We're only running on 4 cylinders. So you've only got spark on cylinder 1, 4, 5 and 8, number 2, 3, 6 and 7. We've got no spark whatsoever. That's the reason why we've taken off the PMC adapter and the flywheel and everything like that, because that's where the crank sensor bolts onto. So we've taken that all off just to check it's all correct and it's all the right spec. We spoke to PMC. They've confirmed everything we have is correct and there's no reason why it shouldn't be working. It might be a wiring issue, maybe. I have spoke to the guy who made our loom for us, Renars, and he says he doesn't touch anything in regards to the coil pack side or the spark side of the things. He just puts on adapts the loom basically to fit an E36. So I'll open up the loom, have a quick look at that at the coil pack side of things, just to make sure we're not we haven't lost a wire, broke a wire, or anything like that. See if that sorts it out. So that's next on the list in regards to getting it running. I'm going to put the flywheel back on as well, and we're going to hold the crank sensor by our hand and move it slightly. When we measured the gap, the air gap between the top of the crank sensor and the teeth on the pickup wheel, the flywheel, we've got 0.35 of a mil. Now, what I've looked at online, they're saying 0.55 precise is one thing I've read, and then another one is anything between 0.5 and 1 mil. So maybe the crankshaft sensor is slightly too close, so we may need to space that with some washers. So that's next on the list, is to put the crank sensor on by hand and just hold it in position and move it about to see if we can get the car running any better. Yeah, so that's really it. Other than that, we've progressed a little bit. As I said, I got the cooling system plumbed in, somewhat plumbed in anyway, so once the car runs properly, I can run it up to temperature, make sure it's all good. After that then, it's just finish the exhaust, gear linkage, everything like that is done. As I said, I've been doing quite a few bits and pieces over the last couple of weeks on it, just really tidying up stuff, just so we can get it all running. Once it runs and it's up to temperature, then it'll be only a couple of days of us finishing everything off, making the exhaust, plumbing everything in permanently, and that'll be it really. So yeah, so that's it with the V8 at the moment. After Christmas now, probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks, hopefully we'll have it all up and running. As I said, I'm not filming as we go along with this, because once I film as we're working, it just gets in the way and it just makes everything slower. So hopefully the next time you see a video of this, it'll actually be running and driving. I'll keep you updated with shorts and stuff like that on our Instagram and stuff of what we're doing with it. But yeah, so that's really the plan, is get stuck into this, get the crank sensor issue sorted, I'll find out at least what it is anyway, and get it running mint, and then we can finish everything off. So yeah, so once again, thanks for watching. I always say this at the end of a video. I'll try doing more videos, but sometimes just life gets in the way. But yeah, so once again, thanks for watching. If you are watching, like, share, subscribe, comment on the videos. All of that helps the channel grow. And yeah, have a good Christmas if I don't see you before, and see you in the new year.